This is Jamie. Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Lila.
So Jamie has graciously allowed us to do this video update from her through Skype. And Jamie is in North Carolina, and I'm in Los Angeles, so we're about 3,000 miles or so away from each
Yeah,
other. So interesting. So how did you hear about me? Let's start there.
I belong to the yoga website Gaia.com,
Okay.
and I was searching on there for thyroid symptoms because I was having thyroid symptoms.
Okay.
And I watched an interview with you. Um,
And Lisa
on,
Garr, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yes.
So you
And I
saw an interview, and what did you hear or see that influenced you to take that next step?
some different explanations about food and the ways that these symptoms can occur in your body that really interested me.
Okay. Now, had you been having some problems before, health problems, or were you just checking it out?
No, I've had a lot of health problems. This was a buildup. The beginning of my symptoms seemed more blood sugar related, and I was leaning towards perhaps diabetes or something in that realm. And I would go to doctors, and they just had no answers. Would say my blood sugar was fine. However, I was experiencing like passing out and
Ooh.
pretty typical low blood sugar issues.
Okay.
And as that escalated, as the symptoms became worse in my belly and with my fatigue and my face started to swell and I was gaining weight, I started to look into thyroid
Okay.
issues.
Now, did someone suggest that, or did you just, through your research, decided it may be thyroid?
Well, I went to the doctor again, and they said I was hypothyroid and gave me the medication, but something I didn't feel right about that.
Okay.
I was interested in looking further into the thyroid, but I wasn't convinced that medication was necessarily the answer because I did not feel that the root cause was the thyroid.
Okay.
I felt that was a symptom, something that was coming after the stress on my adrenals or something else was causing the thyroid.
Got it. Okay. Okay. And so, how many years had you had these problems before you and I started working together?
About 15 years.
15 years?
Yes,
You're
with the passing out and the digestion.
Wow. I mean, you look young. You barely look like you're 28.
Well, I'm 38, but
You're
thank you.
38. So you're 38 and you've had the problem for 15 years before
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Wow. So since your early teens, you've had this issue. Okay. And doctors didn't have an answer.
No answer.
They suggested medication, but you didn't feel right. But did they do anything else other than suggest medication?
They eventually decided I was depressed and
Okay.
needed to go on to antidepressants, which of course I knew wasn't true as well.
Right. Yeah.
You do feel sad when you're going through these things.
Yeah. Yeah. What depressed you is that they kept telling you you're depressed and they didn't have an answer.
Yes. Yeah.
So what kinds of symptoms did you actually have?
Bloating, fatigue. There was blood in my stool when I would use the bathroom.
So that turned out to be ulcerative colitis,
Correct.
which is an autoimmune condition attack against your colon. Okay. So bloating,
Yeah.
fatigue, and then you mentioned depression, of course.
Yeah, no motivation.
No motivation.
Didn't even care that I didn't have motivation.
Wow.
And then at the height of it, before became in contact with you, my face was starting to swell and I was starting to gain weight.
Okay.
And I think the beginning signs of hair loss.
Okay. So you had a lot going on for a young woman.
Yes.
A lot. All right. So you saw Gaia and you contacted me, and then we talked a little bit, and you said, hey, I'm going to give this a try. He's got a different kind of way of doing things.
Yeah.
Okay. So we started working together somewhere around late March. We started working together. And so what would you say that from the end of March, or right around March 20, how long would you say it took before you started noticing some improvement?
Probably a week.
A week?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What did you notice?
The face swelling went down pretty quickly. And then it didn't feel, the symptoms kind of went from a 10 to an 8, into a 7. And when you've been in so much chronic pain, just even the lessening of it makes you feel so much better.
Right. Okay. And I have to say, you were a very, very good patient. You stuck with it. You did things I asked you to do. You changed your eating. You took all the supplements. You did all the tests I needed you to do. And let's say by the end of the 4th month, when we started to reevaluate, how much improvement would you say that you've made? Because by that time, we figured out that you had ulcerative colitis, you had Hashimoto's, and you had Epstein-Barr.
Yes.
What kind of improvement would you say you achieved by that time?
After the 4 months?
Yeah.
Extreme improvement. I would say it all went down to probably a 2.
Wow. So that's like 80, 90%.
Yes.
Wow. So fatigue, none?
A little bit of fatigue, still some dips in the middle of my day. Not quite as extreme. And then longer, it wasn't that I never had bad days or that I wouldn't have a day where I slept a lot, but the turnaround was quicker, was beginning, it would take like a day, or if I just made sure to really take care of my belly and sleep, then the next day I'd be fine.
Right. And how about lately now, about the blood in the stools? How often do you see that?
Probably at the very most, maybe once every 10 days. Sometimes it'll go, 30 days without seeing it. Wow. I feel that when I do see it, there's a trigger, through travel or something in my daily schedule gets thrown off. But only noticing it then at this point, where before I was seeing it daily or no rhyme or reason. But now, it'll be because I travel or ate something wrong or, some reason.
You can kind of figure it out now. Right. And as I recall, you started making some significant improvements after you started our Epstein-Barr protocol.
Yes. I would say the thing I noticed the most about the Epstein-Barr treatment was the fatigue lessened quite a bit.
Wow.
That was whenever the fatigue really started to go away, and perhaps some of the bloating and the other symptoms, but that was what I noticed the most. I just felt better.
Wow. Now, had anybody told you that or suggested that you may have Epstein-Barr infection?
No, that was never, ever mentioned.
Wow. So here we are now. We're about 6 months from your original treatment date, and you're doing a lot better. You say you're about 80, 90% better from the very beginning. And are you maintaining that kind of improvement?
Yes.
Nice.
No,
nice.
It's pretty, I feel like you and I together have, we have a handle on it, and it's not ever perfect, but I feel like through you, I've been given the tools on how to maintain it.
Nice.
And kind of what to do if I do start to slip or feel fatigued or anything like that. I kind of know what to do.
Good.
In order to get back on track. And then I get back on track very quickly.
Nice. Good for you. So one last thing. What's your one piece of advice that you would give people who are considering going through this treatment with me or having troubles with it? What would you say to them?
Well, I think working with you specifically, my advice would be to help you help them, meaning to, it's important to listen to your advice and do what you're asking, because otherwise you can't direct them as well.
Right.
And then also believing in the process, that it takes time and it's not going to be the next day, or, and just feel hopeful in the little victories.
Nice.
As you're getting through the process, because I do think it takes time to get your body back into a good pattern.
Right.
And then also maybe the last thing I would suggest is caring more about how you feel than than that craving of the food that you want or
Good point.
things you want to do, and there's definitely been days I wanted cake or, these things, but then I would just stop and think, I don't want to feel bad.
Right.
So you do have to care more about that.
Nice.
Feeling good.
Congratulations, Jamie. This is so amazing. I'm so pleased to hear about your progress, and good for you. Very proud of you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're
Couldn't have done it without you.
Well, good job. As we made a good team. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.